What is going on? This is Dave with Krusty Trades. I haven't been on here in about a week or so. Had some difficulties. I've been feeling good. Got dehydrated a few times. Made some diet changes. Different kinds of liquids. Mostly water now. Mostly water. But and to make some changes, been going to a halotherapy. I'm not sure if you've heard of that or know what that is. It's where you're like in a salt room, salt cave. It usually has the zero gravity chairs in there. You might have a salt walls, and that's all I thought it was when I went. Didn't know that there's also a halo generator that grinds the salt extremely fine, disperses it in the air, and you breathe it. It helps your immune system, your respiratory system, helps elements, your skin, your hands, can even help with depression, anxiety, better sleep, therapy basically. So anyway, we thought we would look at some things today, get back to the basics. We had a rough month in July. That was a whole setup to make excuses for me shitting on myself. I should be shitting in the toilet. Instead, I shat on myself. All right. I think that pretty much says it. Let's get back to basics here. Let's cut the bullshit. Let's stop trying to be fanfare. Let's try to stop going too big. Let's get some shit pulled up here. Today's session. Go ahead and refresh this. We'll pull the audio out just a little bit to the background now. We got that intro song pulled in. And I'm not sure why this particular scan is scanning for mostly all ETFs now. I'm not really sure. I don't have anything filtered that I'm aware of to do that. So we're going to go through a few filters here that I put in. I've got a normal now these are the ones that I use. This is how I get some play. If you want to help or look at some of this stuff, I'd appreciate the heck out of it. So I got a $0 to $1, all contracts, $0 to $1, 0 to 1.00. Okay, let's go ahead and create that. And in 0 to 1.00, so this is 0 to 1.0. Just want to look at a few things, and then I want to look at another couple scans. I'll lay these out. I don't know if you can share them or not, but here's what I did with scan number 1. It's 0 to $1. All contracts from 0 to $1. You could filter it higher or lower if you want to do some lottos or things of this nature. Now, when you're scanning, you can also enter in some different fields here. You've got options to do sales flow, merge, puts only, calls only, quantity of open interest, and usual orders. You can do at bid, below bid, to the bid. You can do ask, at ask, above ask, to ask, mid. So if I was looking for something crazy, maybe you want to come in here and do one above ask, to ask. I think I did one. We'll come back and look at that. Let's just take a look at the flow this morning. I couldn't see shit today. So let's go ahead and get the chart up here. I'm actually going to get the other window going. And yes, I haven't been on here in a bit. I thought I had just a single chart up. Did I not? So we got a single chart up now. Let's go ahead and stretch this out over here, wherever we want to put it. Let's stretch this out over here. I think you can now do stuff like this, Is this right? Okay, needless to say, there's something that you can do similar to that. We're just going to look at a few symbols, and we're not actually going to pull up the option chains right now anyway. Let's go ahead and stretch all this shit out, make it comfortable, so we can flow and work in here a little better and get a feel for what we are trying to do. What are we trying to do? We're trying to get the advantage, okay? PLTR came in with putts out of the gate. That's fine for the style right now. PLTR came in with putts, $17 putts. Those definitely didn't do anything today, as you can tell here. Nothing came out with that. SoFi, $11 calls. As you can see, no. SPY putts out of the gate. We're just going to take a look. It wasn't a good flow morning. No. I mean, you had a little bit of drop there. ENPH. 143 putts. Not so good. XPAV came in, I think. XPAV came in here at 1974. It went to about $1. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what XPAV moved as. XPAV. And what were those again? So XPAV, $21 call is what came in this morning. We got it on green, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. XPAV, they were buying those at what price? Yeah, I don't know what price they were paying. That's wrong. There were some errors this morning. I know they weren't paying a 0 by 0. So those were at 15 cents. I'm not sure where they were buying them at. You might have got them for like 40 cents, and they went up to like 70 cents, 40. So yeah, that would have been a winner. I was looking at it, and I backed out at the last minute. I don't know why. Deutsche Bank came in. Let's go ahead and get this one back out. Deutsche Bank came in. BP came in. They're a little bit longer dated here. See? SPY calls came in right there. All right, so it wasn't, and then AMD started coming in here, but it was way far out of the money, and I thought that was an error. I didn't realize earnings, and they were buying way out of the money stuff here, and they were buying it right here. So yeah, it would have worked. So AMD would have worked, and I was looking at that one. I just thought there was an error. I made a mistake on those two trades. So, yeah, my mistake there. AMD hit a second time there. And you saw Yell come in here. I didn't even see this. That came in with $4 calls. Yeah, would that have worked? Yeah, I didn't even see it. Totally missed it. So let's take a look at that. Yale, October 20th, $4 calls. Oop, that's not what I want up, is it? Alright, so we're going to look at Yale, $4 calls. Was that for October? What was that? Yale came in right here, October 20th, $4 calls. There we go, right here. So what happened on those? They were at 50 cents. Yeah, they went to $2. So yeah, those would have worked. Could have got a few of those. Yeah, those would have worked well. Ford, Nova. Got to open this window here real quick. It's getting very hot. So let's go take a look at a few more. Back to basics is you're going to look at this opening flow every day. 1310, 1337. Ford wasn't a huge winner. You had NEO. A lot of people like to look at that. And see what you had there on NEO. Not a lot, really. Not a lot. And VZ. You're looking for short dated mostly, but it doesn't have to be. So don't think it has to be short dated every single time. He had ZI come in. I got in that, and that never really did anything. It looks interesting. It's a big earnings sell-off, and I had a pop here, and I took it out. And I took a loss here instead of taking the gain here. I thought we were really going to get a big snapback today with that reason sell down and the volume coming in on this ZI. I'm out of it, but if you like it, August 18th ZI calls $20 strike is what that one is. You got PLTR. So something I would look at. Forget which all ones I posted today. I didn't take all of them. QBTS. 250 calls. Those actually went in the money, so those will be interesting to see what happened there. They're about 944. So yeah, those would be interesting too. Let's take a look at those real quick. QBTS 818 calls. QBTS. You have those linked. When you go that chart, you go here, it's already over here. You're already set. You're already complete. You've already analyzed your mission. You've made it through to the other side. QBTS 818 250 calls. 818 250 calls. Gonna send that over to green here. Let's go and check it out. They were about 9:45 this morning and here. So you could have got them 30, could have doubled your money there. went up really slow throughout the day. If you're looking at a 15-minute chart, you might have saw it build up, pull back down. And what did they buy them at? They buy them at 30 by 40, so they probably had to pay 40 cents for them. So if they're paying 40, they pull back here. Yeah, I mean, it happens. So you saw some putts come in. JBLU, they had putts. I don't know if earnings was on that tonight. And JetBlue, yeah, so look at that, look at that. They were buying the JetBlue 750 putts this morning for 50 cents. So see what those are tomorrow. 750 putts on JetBlue. They're in the money. Yeah. Look at that. Boom. Took it down with those putts on order flow. Several orders came in there that real quick. CCJ, Uber. So I just want to do a little scanning there in the first part of the day. See what kind of plays lie in there. Maybe like see if you see a Boeing there. Now if you see a Boeing there, I'm going to take a look at that. And that was the 250 calls that came in at 10 o'clock. So was it here at 10 o'clock? It came at 250 calls. That washed the heck out. There's a lot of stuff that just wouldn't do anything today. All right, let's pull the chart up and do a quick series here on the shite. Let's go ahead and take it up. Let's go ahead and pull the double chart up, actually. Going to show all windows. We're going to put a monthly over here or a weekly over here. And if you don't have a monthly, and I thought I've done this all the time, go to Customize List, Add Time Frame. You're going to go Max Available. You're going to go Months. You're going to add. You're going to apply. You're going to come out here. There's your month. There's your weekly. There's your monthly. Now we're going to take these apart and link them together for now. So you got JBLU came down now. And let's go ahead and take a look at the ES futures. I've got the chart up and the interest going here for ES futures. I guess that was some paper trades or some shit. I don't know what I was doing here. That's on a monthly. You may not be able to see shit. That's on a weekly. Let's go ahead and get that. If that's on a weekly, let's get this one out to a daily and see what kind of things pop up here. Alright, so this is a weekly on ES Futures. Came down, pulled down to 70. Just got off the top here at 46.35. Went from 35 back to 80. Extended that a little further past that 80 mark. So it did go 35 to 80. It didn't save at 4,600. Hit 70, in fact. Building in a candle wick here. Got two levels below that candle wick. You got some space on top, leaning to the top side. Let's see how this session will come out tonight. We got that gap area here. Back to the candlestick. It's already made an approach to 45.88. That was 91. Gap and run, gap and flop. Let's see what happens on this shit. That's the ES futures. We're going to get in a little closer for Apple and Apple, Schnapple, Crapple. It's all about this level here. Get rid of these. Get rid of these if you got some stuff in here like this. Correct this bar. Go in and remove that bar. Correct that bar. and then come back in. But right now you're playing around the 196.16 level. It's playing above it, below it, hitting it, pulling back off of it. Couldn't break through that much. Had a few times. It tried to, and every time it's up and over, up and over, up and over, up and over. Back down now. Got earnings coming out in a day or so. Maybe they'll run it the last day. I think it's so you got Meta. Let's go ahead and take a look at a few others. We'll get off here. Keep this rather short tonight. All right. Appreciate you joining me, by the way. It's been a pleasure to be back and a pleasure to have you as my guest while you're checking out some of this shit. So we're looking at some order flow. We're looking at some of the major stocks. There was some order flow that came in this morning in Meta. I didn't catch it till around here, so you had a few chances. It wasn't super fun because it already made that move, and then you're trying to play this stuff without it dipping lower. I never really liked that. You're trying to go for more upside, but I played it, and we did all right on that. Meta's just playing around the line here, the 321, 322.53, and chopping below it, below it, below it. It wants to go above, it wants to go below. Market needs direction. It'll take off either way. Right now, you got to the downside. Market comes back up and hooks. Look for some calls up here, maybe up to 330, 326.80 to 330 on Meta. If that's what they want to do, give it to them. You got to take a look at Microsoft. Mind you, Microsoft is playing below a few different levels here. You got 337.03, 335.52. You also got the top here at 340. Microsoft played back. It's pulled back. It's had a catamaran, and it's just not playing the right song right now. But it did have a move today from 334 to 338. Pulled back, gave back all the gains and then some post-market. So now you're back under these two levels. It's just in the same camp as Meta right now. Could fall over at any time, or you get structure and it pulls back a level. Two could make that run to the higher mark. Right now you are in a mostly short area until they regain that into a cash session, if that is possible tomorrow. SPY, we don't need to look at that. That follows the ES. But if you want to look at it real quick, you're just chopping around here. 456 to 457 was a lot of short range chop. They pulled it down, and we back up here, back into range, still slightly below earlier today by about 7 points if you're looking at the US futures. So still in that same kind of pattern as well. You had the SPY, you had Microsoft, AMD we may have looked at there earlier. Maybe not. I'm not really sure at this point. I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Want to do a few stocks. You also got your favorite Netflix and NVIDIA and Tesla. Oh my gosh, we're going to get off here without that. NVIDIA had a pop at 435, 436 to be honest with you. Came up over that, tested it the other session, pulled back into it today and below it. Pulled back above it, and then made this move up here to 445.25 is the area that this went to, and it had the area below that as well, where we had just a candle wick up. Now you're in a box range, and it gave it back. It could easily go down as well. The market turns, it could definitely do so as also. Let's see what a couple runs, huh? Runs. Fake out run. You gotta get used to doing that every day, or you're never gonna be able to do that unless you do that every day. Every day you trade that piece of shit ass MFer. NVIDIA, same way, 460 went to 468. Pulled back and gave some of this areas back today, but was a very interesting couple moves on that. Still at the upper edge, above many of the levels, and we'll put 460 in just for fun. And we'll finish off with Tesla, and we're going to get out of here for tonight. Appreciate you watching and spending some time. Right now, Tesla, get rid of any of these candles exactly the same way that I did before. You click on these, you remove that candle, and you get to move in. You get back on with your life, and you can breathe easier at night. If you do this, don't try to fight them. They will always win. Sink or swim, please. Help with this. See all these? And you can get rid of them now and they'll come back again. It's just whatever it is, you know. So anyway, that's what we had right now. And you're going to see some of these levels and areas you can mix in here. Maybe I'll modify this chart. I'll leave this more as the main one over the blue one. Then we'll go back into looking at this this classic model here. Throw in some pivots and shit like that maybe. Maybe we have a second chart up. Who the heck knows at this point? We got Tesla. He had a drop, 266.47. Finished off session 261. Came down and retested to 264. Got support 260.64. Got this lower area and touched 259.22. Hovering below, trying to make it down to 258 is the next level down on Tesla. So you pull this into a daily chart, you're going to see the importance is trying to hold there. You got the gap up here and some areas that aren't very strong. You need to really get back to 270 to 272 to have some strength and pivot to some of these other areas. Otherwise, we're going to be in this block down to 258. Well, 260, 258. Yeah. It's not a good place to be down there if you're a bull on Tesla. You want that rising back up and breaking out rather quickly, at least above here, specifically 264.11 before you get that rotation up to 272. See if you see it. See some flow coming in. Grab it, take it, swing it, whatever you want to do. It may happen. I'm out of here. This is David. Krusty Trades. You enjoy the rest of your night. We'll do more videos soon. Hopefully this helped and gave you some ideas. Look at your flow. Look at the opening orders. See what's coming in. See what's hitting out of the gate. Pull up a chart. See if it's already on a big run. They're buying it into the run. Maybe you want that. If they sold it in support, maybe there's earnings yesterday. It sold off. They're buying it to go the other way. Maybe earnings is yesterday and it dropped and they're continuation, or went up and they're wanting to go back down. Maybe it's a longer term thing. Maybe it's some of these penny stocks here where they come in and then they push these things up really quick above that strike price, below this strike price of 250, above a 250 strike, you know, hitting out of the gate on these 11 to 13 range stocks. You got some 20s, different kinds of stocks and things. This was an earnings sell down. They were trying to push it above that $20 strike. And get that momentum moving into that direction. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get off here tonight. So you have the JBLU. Got used to reading this the first few minutes of the day. What's coming in around the gate? What importance are these sweeps? They above ask, to the ask, at ask, different things you can look at. And while they're coming in with these, what's happening on charts? What's happening with the overall market? Are these going to be good? Do you need to go in with something different? How much time do you need to spend looking at that? See the ZI, why that was so interesting today. ZI came in. I kept seeing TUP coming in as well, but we did not take a trade on that today. I'm not sure what it is. We don't care what it is. They're buying $5 calls. They are buying those at 938. So they're buying them right here, and it did go. It dropped first. Let's take a look at that final one on TUP. I was sort of wondering what would happen on that piece of monkey-ass shit, and we're going to go ahead and see what happened on that monkey-ass shit. Make sure when you're doing this here, you're going to change this shit back over. Now you're on Tupperware, And Tupperware, this is linked red. Let's go ahead and link this green. And what the hell kind of shit were they buying again? Tupperware, $5 calls this week, or TUP, whatever TUP is. We don't care what TUP is. They were buying the $5 calls this week out of the gate. All right, whatever. All right, so they were buying those this morning at what? TUP. We'll come back and relink this a later time. So they were buying what? TUP, $5 calls at 80 by 85. I mean, they were buying them in here. They still went up 50 cents. So it's still a good gainer. Now it dropped first. Maybe you let it dropped, or you got in and it dropped and you got back in here. It had a pretty good drop there after they entered that. It came up, dropped. Maybe you're out. I mean, and then they rocked it back up. But that was TUP. Keep an eye on these plays in the mornings coming out the open, specifically the first few minutes. This got to like 9:38. I'm usually looking at the ones. There wasn't a lot of great stuff coming in here right on the open at 9:30. Take sure you're looking at these same expiration weeks here to get an idea of the more immediate moves. Some of these are okay. 8/18s, you want to go out to the 25th, a week or two out. You may have to hold those more so overnight. Like this one, that one was nuts. That yell calls that were hitting out of the gate today. And there was a few other things. There wasn't a lot of spectacular stuff. You had the AMD and a few other options. The SPY and calls and putts did not work that great. There was some minimal amount of action that happened on those. Congratulations if you were in one of these blocks or if you bought the JBLU putts. 750 putts going into earnings. Those are now in the money. Right here, this again is David Krusty Trade. We're going to go ahead and play you out. Okay? Appreciate you joining me, taking time out of your evening. 32 minutes in. You have a good night. Keep an eye on the order flow and keep in mind what I was talking about of what to look for when they come in right out of the gate in the first couple minutes of the day. They're coming in to hit these names, the shorter expirations, maybe a week or two out sometimes. Depending on the market and how things work, some of those go out. They do not work as good on Monday and Tuesday for those short expirations, although you saw there was some stuff there on Yale today that did great, and a few other small names. AMD, there was the ZI, which did not do that good today, and that's all I've got. Appreciate you listening. Have a great evening and enjoy yourself. Keep in mind to keep yourself in the game, to keep your head moving and pushing straight. So have a great night.